Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a Monday Night Raw. That's all I have to say. That was a hell of a show. Impressive stuff. We got the tournament. We got the first round of the tournament. That was awesome. Got some good character stuff. By the way, hey, what's up? It's Will. With exposing the IWC. It's kind of late. So do me a favor, if you're listening to this, hit the like button. Because I'm awake, even though it's late, to talk about Raw. It was a good Raw. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I have no complaints. It was good. What's up, Richard? Yeah, it was a good show. I thought. If you're watching this on review, let me know or review. If you're watching this on replay, leave in the comments your thoughts on Raw. If you enjoyed it. Those of you who are in the chat, what's up? It was great. I thought the wrestling very good. I thought it was paced very well. And we're going to talk about everything that happened in this damn show. So, before I get started, I'm going to be rambling, talking at a certain pace. If you want me to stop, if you want me to shut up for a second, the easiest way to do that is to send in a super chat. If you send in a super chat, I will stop my sentence and I will respond to your question right away. Because I'm going to be in the flow of things, so I won't be able to catch every comment in the chat. But if you send a super chat in, I will stop and I will read your super chat. All right. So Raw, awesome stuff. So to start off Raw with we got the bracket here finally. So we see kind of what the bracket is. So EO advances. Lyra Valkyria ended up facing Dakota Kai. She advances. And Zoey Stark advances. So we're going to get Lyra versus Zoey Stark, Baszler. Or maybe, well, it's at a house show. So at house shows, typically the babyface will win. But then again, this is different. This is a canon or in the storyline house show. So that goes out the water. Whoever they want to win the match will win. Forget about the house show rules where, typically the heel will lose. Don't worry about that. Okay. It's different because this is asking for storyline. So the folks who are going to those live events, you're going to watch an actual in-storyline match, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm thinking probably Shayna Baszler. Yeah. Yep. It sure is, Richard. Live event match. That's crazy. So, Shayna Baszler and Zelina plus Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston are live event matches that are canon, that are in the storyline. So that's pretty crazy. So for those of you who are going, you will enjoy it. Hey, what's up, Pedro? So here is the bracket here. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on SmackDown. I really am. Yeah, 2 in one day. Crazy, right? I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening on SmackDown, the SmackDown breakdown. But here's what we got here. It looks pretty straightforward. I think we get Zoey Stark versus Io Sky. But I could be wrong about that. But I'm thinking Zoey Stark versus Io Sky is that matchup. Then we had the men's visual for the Raw breakdown. Finn Balor and Drew, that didn't happen. We had Jay versus Finn Balor. Jay advances. Ilja Dragunov had a fantastic match with Ricochet. Match of the night, my opinion, even more than the main event. Match of the night was Ricochet versus Ilja. Ilja advances, which is what we all wanted to see. Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, again, we'll find out at a live event. So pay attention on Twitter. That's still crazy to me. On Saturday or Sunday, watch Twitter and find out who won at the house show to know what's happening in this tournament. That's pretty crazy. And then Gunther beat Sheamus in a big blockbuster slap fest. That's crazy. So with that, I'm thinking we have Gunther versus probably a Ray. Dragunov versus Jay. Now I don't want to see Dragunov beat I don't want to see Jay beat Dragunov. Sorry, I don't. It probably happened, but I'm not looking forward to it. I would book Dragunov to beat Jay. But maybe that's just me, okay? We'll get to Lyra, and we're gonna go through the entire show. So we'll get to everything to talk about, guys. We're gonna get to it. Glad Asuka Was it wrestling tonight? Yeah, she's been dealing with the knee pain. I'll say pain because I don't know the injury, so I'll say pain. She's been dealing with knee pain. It's been pretty rough. So she took a break. They gave her a break, which is awesome. Same for Drew. They gave Drew a break as well. That's great. So I didn't hate that change at all. But let's go ahead and get into the show. So Judgment Day. Let's talk about Judgment Day. Judgment Day opened the show, and Damian Priest apologized. The man actually apologized. So what I'm seeing here is we're doing a bit of a slow burn on the Judgment Day. They're not rushing this friction between Finn and Damian Priest. They're not rushing it. We're taking it more slow, which is probably smart. We're in May, okay? We got a long time to go. We got Clash of the Castle, we got Money in the Bank, we got SummerSlam on the horizon. There's stuff to do, okay? We don't need to rush this Judgment Day fallout. So they pretty much put a bow back on it. He apologized for his actions, how he behaved after, even though he was justified being angry, he told Finn and JD to stay back. He's like, you know what? I understand. You guys just wanted to help me out. You're my brothers. You wanted to make sure I won. Help me retain. I understand. I lost my cool. I apologize. And they hugged it out. So the fallout of the Judgment Day will take a back seat for a while. They're still together. They're slow burning this thing. I don't hate it. It makes sense. You're surprised that Priest apologized. Yeah. Once I realized, okay, they want to extend this thing a little bit, then I understood it. But they're cool. They're all cool. So no Damian Priest, Finn Balor feud at the moment. That's coming down the line. Once I don't know what Drew McIntyre will do. Probably Drew McIntyre will take the belt off Damian Priest, I think. But once Damian Priest loses that belt, then I believe the friction will actually take hold and it will get the Finn Balor, especially if it's their fault he loses the belt. If it's Finn Balor and JD's fault that he drops the belt, that'll be an indicator of what's going on here. That'll make more sense. All right. So next we have Jey Uso coming down. Jey Uso is so damn over, it's almost sickening. It's almost annoying how over this dude is. Super duper over. He comes out there, does yeet with the crowd. The crowd was solid here. They tried to do their best to yeet along with them. I thought early on, the crowd was fine. They did well. Ultimately, this was a solid match. I wanted Finn to win, but I knew he probably wasn't. This is Jey Uso we're talking about. I think Drew would have probably won. So yeah, Drew would have advanced probably, and then maybe CM Punk would have cost him after that. But Jey beats Finn with a spear. It was a solid match, a good old typical Jey Uso match at this point, with the yeets and the punches and the kicks and the super kicks. He's a super kick merchant. Jey Uso is. It is what it is at this point. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. You know, it is what it is. You have Jey Uso pinning him after a spear, and that was it. Drew McIntyre came out there, as you can see in the corner. Drew is out there. He was not cleared, but he was cleared enough to come out there and stare down Jey. Nothing he could do. He was not medically cleared, so we just had to watch in horror as his spot was taken by Jey Uso. Yep, it was really good. Crowd was okay. Yep. It wasn't bad. Next, we had it has more Jey picture here. Jey and Drew having a little stare down here. Next, Becky Lynch interview was announced by Cole. Michael Cole announced Becky Lynch interview. She came down there strolling, you know. Yeah, yeet. Came down there strolling down the pathway. Then, after that, we had a good segment between Drew McIntyre and Adam Pearce. Drew was clearly pissed that his spot was taken from him, but he's not medically cleared. Adam Pearce said that you brought attention to it, dude. I didn't want to not clear you, but you brought attention to it. So once you brought attention to it, you kept talking about it, which he did, which makes sense. Drew kept talking about how he was hurt. So okay, let me look into your injury. Well, you are hurt. We're going to sit you down. So Drew had no one to blame but himself for getting himself off the show, apparently. When he pulled out, Literally drops out of there. That was it for Drew for the rest of the day. CM Punk showed up. Now, CM Punk later on in the ring trolled Drew, but this is a great sequence. There's a tracking shot for CM Punk, which CM Punk drive. Once again, the camera did not cut from Drew transitioning into CM Punk, and he walks out there to the ring. Tracking shot does not cut. Looks amazing. The production for WWE right now is so cool and awesome. He goes all the way to the ring, doesn't cut, gets in the ring, starts trolling Drew McIntyre, of course. Told the fans to take a picture of himself and tweet it at Drew McIntyre. So at this point, he's basically baiting Drew to come back, waiting for Drew to come back. He's looking at a freaking watch. And I'm like, is Drew going to come back here? Are we going to get another segment? We don't. Drew McIntyre does not return, which was interesting. He does not come back. I thought he was, the way it was setting it up, but he was gone. He was gone. He looked at his phone and realized, you know what? I'm not coming back here. Screw the fans. Screw Drew CM Punk. I'm out of here, you know? So I respected that. I respected that for Drew McIntyre not showing back up. That's what CM Punk wanted. Yeah, he dropped a Kendrick Lamar line. He did. So that was a good line that was a good promo. He dropped it the Kendrick Lamar diss line on Drake. Hate the way you talk. Hate the way you walk. Yeah, all that. That was. He dropped that line. So he's paying attention to what's going on online. CM Punk is. He may say he doesn't, but he does. He's very much in the know on what's going on online. That's what CM Punk is. Then we have a sighting from freaking Braun Strowman. He wishes his buddy Ricochet good luck. Ricochet has a big match with Ilja Dragunov. So it's nice to see these two former tag teamers. Did they ever win the tag team championship? I don't remember. Drew hates himself. Yeah, that was the final line. It was a good promo. It was a very good promo from CM Punk. He said he wants to be like him. Yeah, they were a team last year. It was a very good team up. They had worked well together. So I was good. It's happy to see that. So it looks like Braun Strowman is very much a babyface. Some people talk about him maybe joining the Wyatt Six. I don't know about that one. I think he'll stay in this realm. Talked about facing someone. Who would he talk about potentially facing? Braun Strowman. Somebody he wants to feud with. He mentioned his name here. I don't remember who off the top of my head it was. But yeah, Strowman's here. Interacting with Ricochet. It was a good segment. Then we had Io. Priest is missing. Yes, I believe Priest and Becky Lynch are missing the King of the Ring, or King and Queen of the Ring. They both are not going to Saudi Arabia. I don't think. I think everyone on the poster who are champions are going, but not Bayley and Priest because they're not on the poster, right? Bayley is defended at Backlash. Becky did not defend there, so Damian Priest is not going as well. Even though Cody has to go because Cody's the top guy. In Saudi wants the top guy, so he has to go regardless, you know. So there's no getting out of it for Cody Rhodes. He has to go to all these shows, basically. He wanted to be a guy, so he's the guy, you know. Next, we got Natty versus Io Sky. This was a good match. Big time superplex. I enjoyed it very much. Solid stuff. The crowd wasn't that into this match, but they were cooking. They were doing their best out there. Io was doing it well. Natty was working hard. Good match, and Io won, which makes sense because I said Io Sky will be coming out of this side of the tournament, so she had to beat Natty, and she did. Dakota Kai was at ringside with Kyrie. Once she beat I don't remember. Yeah, she did get involved in this match, didn't she? Did she? I don't remember. I think Dakota Kai got involved, but yeah, Natty looked good. Once she got the pin on Natty, Dakota Kai got in the ring and started talking for damage control like she always does. She talked about how she feeling good for Asuka. Asuka gonna be out. That's when we learned about Asuka's injury. And then she said, we're coming for Becky, Jade, and the tag team champions, Bianca. So this is what I've been talking about, okay? She said she's putting them all on notice. Bianca, Jade, and Becky. I told folks over and over again, that even though Bianca and Jade they say they're done with Damage Control, they're going to be on Raw and SmackDown. And what does that mean? They'll be feuding with Damage Control ultimately again, okay? It's not over. It's never over with Damage Control for Bianca Belair, right? I keep telling folks, they keep saying, oh, it'll be done, it'll be over. No, okay? The Bianca Belair Damage Control story will not be over as long as they're tag team champions, and that feud can be reignited at any point because they're going to be on Raw and SmackDown. I thought it was smart to not have them on Raw today because with all the matches, it really makes sense. Let them focus on the tournament and Damage Control. But yeah, Bianca and Jade are very much on the radar of Damage Control, so that feud with Bianca may never ever end. Oh, she did get involved. Okay, I'm right. Thank you. I was not sure if I remember that correctly. She did get involved. Awesome. So yeah, Damage Control still in the Bianca Belair business. Like I said. Then we had, for me, the match of the night was Ilja versus Ricochet. What a match. Hard-hitting, athleticism. Ricochet showed what he was all about, utilizing his athleticism and his talents. Ilja put on a hell of a performance, great worker. The crowd was loving it. Crowd was into both people. You had the Poison Rana, you had the Hurricane Rana, you had the H-bombs. It was great, man. He showed out. He really did. Match of the night for me. He showed why the WWE are so high on him, and the crowd loves him. One thing I learned from today, for sure, the fans are watching NXT. It's better to be at the top of NXT than be in the low mid card, okay? Look at the reaction to Lyra Valkyria versus Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile's been on main roster TV for a while, working with Maxine, wrestling people on the main roster. She got hardly a reaction, whereas Lyra Valkyria, making her debut on Raw, got a bigger reaction. Well, it's not technically not her debut because I believe she wrestled. No, she didn't. That was Roxanne. Her debut on Raw, and got a better reaction than Ivy Nile, who's been on Raw for a while. Because people are watching NXT, and when they see those people as champions at the top brand, even though it's the developmental brand, if you're a champion or at the top of NXT, you are in a better spot than the low mid card on the main roster. We saw today with the reaction for Ilja, with the reaction for Lyra Valkyria. That's where you want to be, okay? I would rather be NXT at the top, fighting for the titles, than to be in the mid card on main roster in terms of crowd support, and that it sets you up for a better spot. I think Ivy Nile should have stayed in NXT and got a real run in a single division, which she never got. She never got a real run we'll get to Ivy Nile, but he never got a real run in the NXT singles division, like a real one. She didn't. And I think that's a mistake if you want to be over come main roster time, okay? Because people are watching. They are definitely watching. But hard-hitting, Ilja came out there bleeding. Get the H-bomb on Ricochet. Ricochet goes down. Big time match. I loved it. Match of the night for sure. Great. Match of the night for sure, man. So Io Sky and Kyrie are now feuding for the women's tag team. Not necessarily. That's not how I read it. I think it's still Asuka and Kyrie. But she was saying Damage Control are all. They're putting all the titles they can get are on notice. So because the women can float to Raw and SmackDown, those are titles they want back in Damage Control. I still think it's Kyrie and Asuka. And for Becky, it's more in line with Io Sky for now. Io Sky, that single competitor that will go after Becky. Dakota Kai, I think ultimately that will change once Damage Control has some type of split. Once Io Sky and Dakota Kai have a falling out. I don't know when that's coming, but since they left the Bayley storyline, they can put a hold on that turn, right? Dakota Kai doesn't have to turn on Io Sky anytime soon because Dakota Kai and Io are away from Bayley. And I think the Dakota Kai turning on Io story, that story of her backstabbing Io, it needs Bayley to be involved. Then you set up the triple threat match, So they can put that off for now. So no Dakota Kai backstabbing anytime soon, I think, until Bayley is back in the picture. Next, we have Sheamus interview. He just talked about how he doesn't want to see Gunther be the king, and the crowd was repeating his banger after banger after banger line. So a nice little segment from Sheamus here. Then we had Zoey Stark versus Ivanel. Now, Zoey Stark won, and she should have won. This match got the least amount of reaction an entire night. It's on creative. Zoey Stark should be getting better reactions now. She's great in the ring, but they're not really doing much with her character since the Trish Stratus stuff, which I thought was good. They haven't really followed up on that. And Ivanel, it really sucks to be the babyface in a match with no heat, when no one cares. So she's the babyface. She's trying to get the crowd hyped, and it just was not happening. They have not done a good enough job. Clearly, they have not done a good enough job getting Ivanel over. Like I said before, she should have had an NXT run, like a legitimate run in the singles division. Maybe had at least contend for the title. Maybe did she ever have a championship match at all in NXT? I could be wrong. I think she should have had. If you want to have someone like Ivanel be over, then you actually book her in NXT to be a threat. That have her be in the spotlight, some character work. Because what she's been doing in the main roster with Maxine and the Diamond Mind or with the Creeds has not been enough. They don't care. They don't care about Ivanel. So they did not do a good enough job. So it sucks when you're the babyface. It's one thing when you're a heel in a match that's not getting any reaction, but when you're the babyface and you're supposed to like rallying the crowd behind you and like feeding the comeback and you're getting no reaction whatsoever, it sucks. Was always Stark hit her with the Z360 and that was it. So solid match. It was fine. It wasn't the best at all. It wasn't the best match. The crowd didn't help, but the right winner won. Zoey Stark should have won. Okay. Yes, correct. She was called out. She was called up with the Creed brothers. That's why she was called up. She wasn't called up separately from the Creeds. She was called up with the Creeds. And that was probably a mistake. They should have let her stay down there. That's what I think. But it's not too late. She can go back to NXT and kick some ass. But right now, she's not over, so we'll see what happens. She's in that mid-card quiet zone where no one cares about you. And you're not getting any reaction. So we'll see what happens with good old Ivanel. Because she's talented. She has some strength. She has a good look, but they don't care. So we'll see what happens. Now this segment, I can't lie, I muted the screen because I didn't care. Some of these comedy segments with R-Truth and The Miz are kind of cringe. This one in particular, when they're talking to the coach of the UConn Huskies basketball team, I did not care. Some of these segments are not the best. This one I muted. I didn't care for it. I don't know about you guys, but some of these skits, some of these Saturday Night Live skits are not the best. Okay, I have to be honest. I was not feeling this one. I'd mute it. I'm done with this one. But I'm sure it was funny. Maybe it was funny. I don't know. You tell me. Was it funny? Was this segment funny? Was it hilarious? Okay, good. I'm happy about that. I didn't listen to it. I muted the screen, so I don't know. I'm happy some people thought maybe I'll go back and listen to it. Maybe I'll go back. But I did not want to hear these jokes from R-Truth with the UConn Husky coach. I didn't care for it. Maybe it was funny. Braun Breaker, I love Braun Breaker. He's my guy. I can't wait for that push. Braun Breaker shows up and says, "Hey, why the hell was I not in the damn King of the Ring?" Which is a damn good question. I believe he wasn't in it because they didn't want him to lose to Gunther, which makes sense. But the kayfabe reason, what is the kayfabe reason why he's not in? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the kayfabe reason? They're gonna talk about it in the office, but I think he wasn't in it because they don't want him to lose to Gunther now. They wanted to keep him undefeated on the main roster. But I like Braun a lot. I want to see where they're going to take his character and where he's going. I'm a big fan. I like Braun. Braun's awesome. Yeah, they haven't said the kayfabe reason yet. They probably won't. There's no need at this point. Just keep it behind the closed doors. They won't say what it is. I don't think they probably should, honestly. Next we have Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. This match was interrupted. Actually, there's something else that happened before that I don't have here. Do I have it in here? I don't. Well, for this match, it was Carlito and Damian Priest. Now, this interesting. I could have sworn I did have this, but I don't have this picture. But anyway, Carlito was brought in by Dom. So Dom is freaking bringing in everyone. He's bringing in everyone into the damn Judgment Day. Every damn Monday, it seems like there's somebody from the damn Dom Mysterio tree that he brings in to say, "Hey, guy, look at this guy." It was Santos. Then it was now it's Carlito. He's bringing people into the Judgment Day, and it was Andrade as well. Every damn week, he's kind of like, "Hey, Judgment Day family, here's another guy who wants to talk to you guys." Every week, it's almost like he's building his own damn faction in a way, you know, like he's building his own group secretly behind the scenes. But Carlito is back to being a heel, which is awesome. That's where he needs to be. Rey Mysterio is a terrible leader, and Carlito is here to try to get the Judgment Day help. But Damian Priest is not having it, and I love this. I love this very much. Damian Priest remembers that Carlito cost him last year. Like, dude, remember last year when you and your damn Bad Bunny came out there and ruined my shot to win that match? Well, screw you, okay? I don't want you here. I love that. Tie back to last year. I love that. Love it. Last year, Backlash, all right? Carlito came out there and he cost him the match. So he remembers that, and he's not cool with Carlito. Love it. That's what you gotta do. Make things matter. Make the fans' memory count. Reward the fans that remember that stuff. Reward them. For all the people who've been keeping up with WWE for years, don't just have them have goldfish memory and just forget about stuff. It makes the fans feel better about what they're watching. Like, oh wow, they remember that. They're conscious of it. They're thinking about it. They're rewarding me for watching stuff and remembering stuff. That's great, okay? Keep doing that. Keep making things make sense. Keep acknowledging the past. Your fans will be happy for it, okay? Dom is clearly lacking something in Judgment Day. Keeps inviting people in, yeah. Dom keeps helping because he can't wrestle. Yeah, he can't wrestle right now because of damn injury. But they're keeping him on TV, so that's good. They're keeping him on TV. All right. Then we had Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Now this match ended very abruptly because Sami Zayn came out there and interfered in the match, which is fine. It builds a story. This is a story match. The result, the match itself, the in-ring does not matter. It's just a storytelling piece, a storytelling device. The match starts, he comes out there, ends it abruptly, beats him up, and then Bronson Reed stands tall. And what happens? He walks back to the back and says, "Hey, Pierce, I want a match." Well, he didn't say that. He heavily hinted that Pierce needs to put him in the championship match. And now, at the Saudi show, we're getting a triple threat match. Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable. And that match is going to be great. Of course, Sami Zayn will retain, but it's a very good match, triple threat, for the Saudi show. So Saudi Arabian fans are going to get themselves a treat with that one. Unfortunately, they don't really react very much for the women matches. They're pretty quiet during those. But I'm glad that this match is happening. It's a good match. It should slap. Chad Gable feels like an alpha male coach. Yeah. 7 matches. 7 matches. The poster pretty much gives it away. And then the 2 King and Queen of the Ring matches, you know. So, Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn, and Chad Gable. Jeez, I freaking blanked. Probably because it's late. Yeah, so that should be good. Now we had this segment. Okay. All right. Becky Lynch. This segment was not good. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This segment was there to set up the next segment, which was Liv Morgan coming out. But Becky Lynch comes out there. She talked about the women that came up, puts over Lyra, Valkyria big time, talked about Kiana James, talked about Alba Fire and Ala Dawn. And the crowd was not, you can tell the crowd was just not having it. It's almost like they're on the verge of wanting her. They're on the verge of booing. Like you can hear the crowd in the background, some loser was screaming some stuff. It just wasn't going well, okay? Luckily, thankfully, after she talked about, highlighted some of the women and like name dropped Lyra and all them, which makes sense for what happens next. Liv Morgan comes out. So I'm loving this direction for Liv Morgan. I'm loving it. I'm loving this direction. I've been wanting heel Liv Morgan for so long. God, I believe it's way more believable, and I believe that it will work for her character for longer. This is where she needs to be. Heel. That's where she needs to be. Okay. But she comes out there, talked about being overlooked. Well, she was being overlooked. Talked about how she needs to have a match with Becky. Talked about how Becky should be thanking her because she's the one who took out Rhea. You would not be champion if it wasn't for me. Becky Lynch reminds her that, hey, I beat you in the Battle Royal. And guess what? You've never beaten me. Never. You've never beaten me. Liv Morgan said, you're right. So now I have a goal to beat you. And so when's my match? And Becky Lynch says, hey, you're going to get it at Saudi Arabia. So Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan at the King and Queen in the Ring PLE. Now again, I don't want to brag, all right, because it's kind of obvious, but I called it. I said Liv Morgan will be facing Becky Lynch at King and Queen in the Ring PLE. I believe Liv Morgan will either lose, most likely, or Damage Control will interfere, right? Either way, Becky Lynch will retain, all right? I believe we are heading towards Liv Morgan heel, and I think it is the correct call. I'm loving this for Liv Morgan. I'm loving this character direction. So they're in the crowd was actually behind Liv a bit. The crowd was actually behind Liv when she came out there. They're giving some cheers. It was light cheers, but she was not getting booed. She was not getting booed. They actually respect this direction for Liv Morgan, which I'm not surprised by. They like this direction for Liv. It's more hard. It's more heel. It's more edgier. It's not the typical Liv Morgan babyface thing she does. So when Damage Control comes out there, love this for Liv Morgan, loved it. Damage Control comes out there, they do that thing where they try to intimidate, they try to jump their opponents. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch kind of back each other up a little bit. And then Liv Morgan dips out of there, okay? Total heel move. Total heel move. She dips out and leaves Becky Lynch alone in the ring. I'm loving this for Liv Morgan. Look at this. Look at it. It's great. It's great. It's great. I'm telling you. It's great. All right. This is where she needs to be. And she also talked about how she still wants revenge on Rhea Ripley. And she did talk about how she's going to take everything she loves. Liv Morgan will take Dom. That's coming. We know that. But I'm just loving this direction for Liv. She started off as a heel with the Riot Squad. You're right about that, Richard. She sure did. Yes, she's more believable as a heel, I believe, with a title run. If you want to have a long, legitimate title run, she's more believable as a heel, with the world title at least, And it just works well. That wide, big smile she has, it screams heel. I don't know why other people haven't seen it. Look at that wide smile. Like, it's heel. It's heel energy. Look at how well she's fitting into it. This run is going to be good for Liv Morgan, okay? I'm loving it. This is where she needs to be. So Damage Control starts jumping Becky, and then Lyra comes out there. She's like, what are you doing, Liv Morgan? Like, of course, Liv Morgan. That was silly by Lyra. Of course, Liv Morgan doesn't like Becky Lynch. She hates Becky Lynch pretty much at this point. She comes out there and she backs up Becky Lynch. Another thing I called, I won't brag because I thought it was obvious. Lyra Valkyria would very much be tied with Becky, helping her out. When Damage Control really focuses on Becky, that's when Lyra Valkyria will be by Becky's side. And the fact that Becky Lynch also name dropped Alba Fire and Ala Dawn, now that I think about it, she did name drop Alba Fire and Ala Dawn too. Maybe we're going to get a faction with Ilja, Alba, Lyra and Becky against Damage Control. The folks, the four from the UK against the Asians, basically. Damage Control versus Becky, Team Becky, with Alba and Isla. That could work. I can see that. But again, Liv Morgan, loving it. Good stuff from Liv. Her fans should be happy. I don't hear no fucking complaining from their fans. This is it. This is the run. This is what you wanted. They're really giving her a push. And this character is going to carry her, okay? She's going to be champion when Rhea Ripley returns, okay? This heel run is her run. This is her big time push here, okay? Embrace it, like it, love it, because they're really going to put the machine behind Liv Morgan here to set up that Rhea Ripley babyface return. Yeah, her theme is heel too. Even the cry about it stuff. Yeah, Dakota Kai is Samoan. Yes, she's Samoan. So yeah, it's yeah, it is. So this is what we can expect from Liv Morgan. I'm liking it. This is what you need to be. So then we have a good match. So now, this is what I was talking about before. The difference between Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile. Lyra Valkyria is more over. Dakota Kai is more over than Zoey Stark. So you get a match where the crowd was actually more into it. You heard some let's go Lyra. There's actually a dueling chant. Let's go Lyra, let's go Dakota. They're more over. They have more support. The fans are with them, So NXT is doing a good job with their talent. People are watching. They're watching for sure. So good match. Lyra wins. I believe she probably was going to beat Asuka. Probably. Good match. Lyra is set to continue. She's a very good wrestler. She is very good. When will Dakota Kai get her moment this year? I don't know. I'm hoping she'll be in Money in the Bank, at least be in that match. But she's kind of on the back burner right now. We'll see what they have for Dakota. I believe Dakota has a storyline. I've said it time and time again. Her story is tied with Becky. Her story is tied with Bayley. Excuse me. Dakota Kai's story is tied with her. Fortunately, Bayley is on the other show. So we'll see what happens with Dakota Kai in her run this year in 2024. I'm hoping she's in the Money in the Bank match. She wins the Rumble? That's a stretch. With people like with potentially people like Bianca and Jade Cargill in the Rumble, Dakota Kai winning the Rumble is that's gonna be a rough one. I don't know about that one. And Charlotte Flair will be back as well. You know they're gonna want to do something big with Jade Cargill eventually. I believe Jade Cargill will win the Chamber or the Rumble. I don't think Dakota Kai is winning the Rumble this year. Next year. But we'll see. The crowd was kind of meh for when, there's a light little reaction. It wasn't like the biggest pop in the world, but she did get a reaction. She get something. She got some kind of reaction, which was good. But I'm happy for Lyra Valkyria, very good wrestler. Talented. Then we had the main event. Now this was a hard-hitting. Look at the freaking handprint in this man's back. Like, are you kidding me? That's terrible. All right, that's terrible. Ludwig Kaiser interferes and messes up Sheamus's freaking knee, and that played a role for the rest of the match. He started targeting the knee. At that point, we knew Sheamus was going to lose. We knew he was going to be compromised, and he was for the rest of the match. Good match though. Really good hard hitting match. Great main event. Not the match of the night. Match of the night for me was still Ricochet versus Ilja, but this was good. They tore each other up. They hurt each other. Smacked them around. Hard hitting stuff. A war, a battle, like always, like we knew it would be. And the right winner won. I don't think this was the finishing submission, taking out that knee that Ludwig Kaiser attacked. I don't think Gunther should be losing anytime soon. I think he goes to the final along with Io Sky. But yeah, it was a very good Raw. I give Raw an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Good matches. Things made sense. They remember continuity. No real complaints. I enjoyed Raw for sure. It was good. I enjoyed it. What are your rankings? Best Raw of the year? I don't know about that one, Richard. I don't know the best Raw of the year, but I think we had better Raws, but it was very good. Good matches, good wrestling. Ilja killed it. Gunther killed it. Sheamus killed it. Ricochet killed it. I thought the ladies did a good job. I thought Io Sky and Natalya match was good. Yeah, it was good wrestling all around. Dakota Kai, Lyra Valkyria had a good wrestling match. I wonder if I got any. Did I forget anything? Oh yeah, Liv Morgan. I love her character direction. I love what they're doing with Liv. I really am intrigued with Liv Morgan. I think she will lose at the Saudi show, or it'll be DQ. I think it's better for her to lose, just to have that. I want to have that solidified heel turn. I want her to lose, and then at the end of the match, snap, and then she beats Becky Lynch next time they face each other. I want a full-on heel, no holds barred, no apologies, hard edged heel Liv Morgan, despicable heel Liv Morgan, who will do anything to win. I want that to show up. Maybe not in Saudi, because Becky Lynch said that we don't want Becky Lynch's reign to end. What's the point of putting the belt on her if we're going to end so abruptly at Saudi, right? In Saudi. So she'll retain via loss or via DQ. She'll retain via loss. She'll retain via a pin victory or a DQ match. And then we'll get full on despicable, evil heel Liv Morgan, which I'm going to love and see what to do with that. But Becky Lynch, I think she retains somehow, some way, hook or crook, she retains at the Saudi show. And then Liv Morgan will really embrace the evil. At least that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I want to see. But we don't know. Liv finally has a good direction. Yes, she does. No more being the side story. Yep. Definitely agree with you. Yep. It's good for Liv Morgan fans. And good for my own sake, because I like Liv Morgan. I want her to have good story direction. I see the vision. I like when I see the vision. I see Liv Morgan being a heel. I see Liv Morgan beating Becky Lynch. I see Liv Morgan being the heel when babyface Rhea returns to a big roar from the crowd. Then you have babyface Rhea versus heel Liv Morgan. She had Dom on her side. She took everything from her. The storylines line up. Everything makes sense. Yeah, I hope no one gets injured. I don't want any injuries right now, okay? I hope Asuka heals up. Don't want her to be out for too long. But this Liv Morgan storyline, it's the A storyline for the show, for Raw. It is the A storyline. She's the main character for all of Raw. All of Raw. Becky Lynch is a transitional champion to Liv. That's why I said when people were freaking out about Becky Lynch winning the Battle Royal, I said it's all in service of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan being champion is the A story. Because that's the story for Rhea Ripley, who is Triple H's daughter, okay? The A story is for Liv Morgan to be champion to set up Rhea Ripley's return. It all go back to Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan fans should be thrilled right now. She is the A piece of the show. It's all about her. It's all about her getting that championship to set up Rhea Ripley coming back. So Raw is her show right now for the women's division. And then you have Damage Control causing chaos, you know. But yeah, it's her show. Her storyline is the top show. It's the top storyline. It just so happens Becky's the champion. And she never beat Becky, so it makes sense for that story. But Liv Morgan is the A piece of the storyline, for sure, on Raw. Whew, oh boy. Damage Control feels weird with only one mouthpiece. Yeah. I mean, Io knows English. They're just more comfortable with having Dakota Kai speak for her. But yeah, they'd probably benefit having another mouthpiece. Probably would. But Dakota Kai is doing a fine job. You know, feels weird. It does feel weird for them. They started on Raw. That's where they started with Bianca. But now they're back, it does kind of feel weird. Probably because Bianca's in there. Or not regularly. But yeah, good show. I don't think I missed anything that I wanted to talk about, at least. Yeah, the big things are Liv Morgan, those matches. You know, that's pretty much it. Judgment Day is not breaking up. The only the big story beat here is the Liv Morgan thing. That's the one big, massive story beat. Everything else kind of small or medium size beat, but the Liv Morgan getting that match looked like she's really turning heel. That's the A storyline I'm seeing for this episode of Raw. Yeah, I'm looking forward to her direction and what happens next. Whew, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Do me a favor and hit the like button. If you're watching this on replay, let me know your thoughts. What's your favorite moment? Do you like the direction for Liv Morgan? I'll probably be talking about that this week for sure. What I want to see from Liv Morgan going forward. But yeah, hit the like button. Leave a comment. And thanks for checking out this review. Like the video, please, before you head out. Have a good night. I will talk to you guys later.
Keep up!